Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about brant, 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 brant. Today I interrupt your normally scheduled Scott Garibay content to report a political tornado in our political vicinity. Now, normally, this channel would report to you minor variations in the political winds, squalls that might pop up. But today we will be talking about a political tornado that has arrived in our political vicinity. Now, what is that political tornado? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. It is the emergence of Elizabeth Warren as an absolute political titan. All right. So what's happening right now? There's a lot happening right now, and it's alarming. Okay. So the reality is, for a while now, we have been shaping up into a 3-person race. Everybody here listening on this channel, or a lot of people, the majority of people on this channel, we know that the real action's around Andrew Yang, right? We also understand that he is an underdog, and some might even say a long shot, right? But we're working hard to change that, right? The rest of the muggles, they see a 3-person race, right? So the reality is there used to be a 5-person race. Buttigieg mattered and Kamala Harris mattered for a long time. That changed quick. And then it was kind of a 3-person race. We were looking at Biden, Sanders, and Warren. The reality is, what's happened in the last couple weeks is it has become very apparent that Biden is not working hard to get new votes. Biden is working very hard not to stack gaffes like pancakes and not to have another subconjunctival hemorrhage while he's being nationally televised. It's not like he has a lot on his shoulders, and that is becoming incredibly apparent, right? And I think the Democrat voters and the Democrat Party are seeing, oh my gosh, we are putting a lot of strain and a lot of weight on the shoulders of someone who already was carrying a lot of weight, right? And that is Biden, right? Sanders has just been working incredibly hard for the last, in 2020, to insist to everybody again, just like he did in 2016, that there's a real substantial difference between democratic socialism and the failed socialism from the countries such as China, Venezuela, Cuba, and the Soviet Union. And really nobody's buying it any more in 2020 than they were in 2016. All right. So that leaves Elizabeth Warren, right? And she ain't stacking gaffes like pancakes. She's stacking plans like pancakes. And she is executing on the regular at high and proficient performance. Like, it is scary how good she's doing, right? Scary to Yang fans. And she is really emerging as a political titan, okay? So we got to talk about this, right? Because it's worrisome. And I've been getting worried, right? And I've been hearing some of you in the comments, you're going, oh, hey, Scott, you looking at Warren, man? Like, she is coming up quick, right? And it's true. She is seriously coming up quick. I mean, this is a serious problem, right? So we see the political tornado, right? It's kicking up dust. There's debris flying in the air, right? Andrew Yang fans got reason to worry. Because honestly, I was never worried about Biden or Sanders. I still ain't, right? But Elizabeth Warren is really seriously coming up, and she is emerging as the real threat, right? And this has just happened within the last week or two, right? She was always in the game, but she is really starting to shove Biden's and Sanders behind her, right? All right, so now, we as Andrew Yang fans, should we be hopeful or should we be sorrowful, right? I can tell you right now, we should be hopeful. And why should we continue to have hope and have confidence that we can absolutely beat Elizabeth Warren? Here's why. All right, now this is a little bit of a rough answer. It's going to get a little sticky. We're going to talk about it. All right. Okay. Here's the problem. Elizabeth Warren's an incredible politician. She really is. She's super smart. She's executing extremely well. Her plans are mesmerizing. They truly are, right? And the reality is, so if all that's true, why can Andrew Yang beat her? Here's why. Elizabeth Warren is suffering from a terrible, terrible fate of time okay? She has picked the absolute worst time in the world for Elizabeth Warren to run for president. Now, there was a time, in my opinion, honestly, I think if Elizabeth Warren had run against George Bush in 2000, George Bush in 2004, she could have beat him. Truly believe that, okay? That would have been the perfect time for her to run. But she's running right now in 2020, and she's got a major problem, and we're going to talk about it, all right? So this is Andrew Yang's saving grace against Elizabeth Warren, okay? And the reason why is if the Democrat Party and if the Democrat voters are paying attention, it is Elizabeth Warren simply becomes a logic puzzle, and she cannot win the general. And so the reality is, while she is an incredibly strong primary candidate, the Democrat Party, just looking at the logic puzzle that Elizabeth Warren is, and looking at they should be able to see why she absolutely cannot be elected. Okay, all right. So let's talk about it. Why can't she be elected? What is this time-based dilemma that she faces? All right. Well, here we go. All right. Elizabeth Warren's political profile is an absolute clone of Hillary Clinton's political profile. If you take the sun and you put it behind Elizabeth Warren, and the light shines from Elizabeth Warren if you take the sun and you put the sun, Hillary Clinton, and Elizabeth Warren, there is no light that will escape. The overlap is identical. I will tell you why. There are 10 attributes that form the political profile of Hillary Clinton and Elizabeth Warren. They are identical. Let me give you my proof. All right. So Hillary Clinton is a super intelligent, hardworking, civic-minded, Ivy League lawyer author who is also a Washington insider coastal elite who does meticulous planning and who has many scandals. That is Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton is a super intelligent, hardworking, civic-minded, Ivy League lawyer author who is also a Washington insider, coastal elite, who does meticulous planning and who has many scandals. 10 separate political attributes that are identical, okay? Elizabeth Warren is a super intelligent, hardworking, civic-minded, Ivy League lawyer author who is also a Washington insider, coastal elite, who does meticulous planning and who has many scandals. That's it, man. Like they are Russian nesting dolls. One fits inside the other. Now, I actually think, Hillary Clinton would fit inside Elizabeth Warren, because fundamentally I think Elizabeth Warren is a better politician than Hillary Clinton. I would say by about 10%, right? Maybe 5%, right? But the reality is, here's the issue: when you bring Elizabeth Warren to the general, all they're going to see is an echo of Hillary Clinton. Elizabeth Warren's political profile is identical to Hillary Clinton's. And when you put her in the same place against the same opponent, all people are going to see is the political profile of Hillary Clinton, right? And basically, when Trump bats Elizabeth Warren around like a cat batting around a mouse, exactly the way he did to Hillary Clinton, people are going to be terrified. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is already done. It's going to be done in the first debate. Right? You can't do this. The Democrats cannot do. The Democrat Party can't do this. The Democrat voters cannot allow this. They cannot allow a comfortable primary nomination of Elizabeth Warren. She's a politician the way we've elected politicians for 300 years in this country, for 245 years in this country. And it would be very comfortable, but it's a deadlock loss to Trump. Elizabeth Warren is an absolute, her political profile is a clone job of Hillary Clinton's political profile. They are both super intelligent, hardworking, civic-minded, Ivy League lawyer authors who are also Washington insider coastal elites who meticulously plan and both have many scandals. They're identical, right? And so basically, I feel like Democrat voters are smart, and the Democrat Party is smart, and they can realize this is just a logic puzzle, right? Hillary Clinton lost because she could not build a coalition. She had no ability to go get conservative votes. Elizabeth Warren's the same thing. She's an incredible competitor. She's a major contender for primary nomination, right? But she is a deadlock loss to Trump. She has absolutely no ability to beat him. And the reason why is she can't bring a single Trump voter. I don't know if she'd bring a single Trump voter, right? Which is pretty, and she's literally making the exact same mistakes that Hillary Clinton made. She's not learning any difference, right? Perfect example would be Hillary Clinton said, Howard Stern begged Hillary Clinton to come on his radio show, right? She's like, no, I'm not doing it. I don't need those conservatives, right? Elizabeth Warren, asked by Fox, asked by Joe Rogan, actually asked by Fox, probably has the opportunity to go on Joe Rogan. Nope, not interested. Making all the same mistakes as Hillary Clinton. So I am incredibly hopeful. And the reason why is, in my opinion, Elizabeth Warren is a logic puzzle, right? If you understand that her political profile is not one shade different than the political profile of Hillary Clinton, they're cut from the same mold, then you understand that you will get exactly the same result. There'll be no difference, right? So I think I am very hopeful, and the reason why is I'm confident that the Democrat voters and the Democrat Party are like, no, we actually want to win. We don't want to just say a few things until November and lose again. All right, so I think that the Democrat voters and the Democrat Party are going to do the right thing, recognize Elizabeth Warren as the logic puzzle she is, right, and make the right choice. Now what? Now we on this channel, we understand that the world belongs to Andrew Yang. We just live in it, right? So what does Andrew Yang do about this political tornado that has appeared in our political vicinity? Well, it's another reason why we can have great hope, right? Why can we have great hope? Well, I'll tell you right now. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. Andrew Yang is doing exactly what he needs to do. He doesn't need to do a single thing different. And the reason why is all he needs to do is remain standing. He needs to continue his momentum and remain standing. Because all that really needs to happen is for now that, and basically everybody's been enjoying the show, right? We've been enjoying the Sanders-Biden, bouts. We've been enjoying the Sanders-Warren bouts. We've been enjoying the Warren-Biden bouts, And the reality is, these were all the front runners, right? Now, all Andrew Yang has to determine is which race car to draft, right? The reality is, Andrew Yang's coming up from behind, right? We know that, right? We didn't start in the pole position. We started in last place, right? But we have passed other politicians, right? And at this point, all Andrew Yang has to determine is which politician to draft, right? Get right behind, stay in their wake, right? Let them take all the resistance from the wind, right? And he just needs to, and really what we've determined in the last 2 weeks is Warren is the one to draft. Yang needs to draft her, right? And the reality is, I don't think Andrew Yang should point out to the world that Elizabeth Warren's political profile is an absolute clone job of Hillary Clinton's political profile. I think that will become more and more evident every day. And I truly believe, I think the Democrat Party and the Democrat voters have a huge question. Do we want to win, or do we want to have a really nice platform to say all the things we want to say until November? And if you want to have a really nice platform to say all the things you want until you lose in November, Elizabeth Warren is your pick. If you want to win and have an uncomfortable ride, right, and it's going to be difficult, it's going to be challenging every step of the way, Andrew Yang is your candidate. All that's my opinion. I'd love to hear your opinion. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.